cooling slowly through the back of my shirt. Crosswalk lights blinking across empty streets, while another unfinished chorus kept circling quietly inside tired lungs. Convenience store doors opened, warm air brushing past me, sports drink in one hand, phone glowing in the other, as another thought arrived before exhaustion could erase it again. So I pressed record softly, breathing still uneven, half-written lyrics, broken melodies, traffic noise between sentences, like the city itself was listening for a moment. Voice memos full of maybe someday, saved between long runs, late shifts and restless nights. Tiny future versions of myself, speaking through static, refusing to fade completely. Some recording stopped suddenly, footsteps crossing intersections, train sounds overhead, wine cutting through riverside paths, moments where doubt sat beside me, quiet enough to hear my heartbeat clearly. Others carry strange honesty, the kind fatigue creates where ambition loses performance and turns into something simpler, more human, more difficult to abandon. I used to think dreams arrive fully formed, loud enough to change everything, but most survive differently inside, exhausted, breathing after kilometer 7, walking home alone. Voice memos full of maybe someday became proof that part of me stayed moving, even when progress slowed, even when practical life tried reducing every dream into something safer. For someone, the recording becomes a song. For someone, a marathon goal. For someone, just evidence their inner world didn't go silent yet. And none of those recordings sound polished. Some carry vending machine noise, wet asphalt footsteps, passing bicycles, or tired breathing through old wire earphones. The older I become, the more I admire people who continue creating after draining days without waiting to feel fully recovered before trying again. Voice memos full of maybe someday still glow inside my pocket. Unfinished hooks, fragile plasma, surviving sparks from every exhausted version of me that kept running anyway. People celebrate finished work because completion feels clean, but unfinished recordings carry fingerprints of real life. Heavy breathing, background traffic, and hope interrupted halfway through. And maybe creativity isn't confidence at all. Maybe it's pressing record anyway, while standing beneath streetlights, wondering if this dream still has distance left. Voice memos full of maybe someday. I replay them after long runs sometimes, not because they sound perfect, but because hidden inside those rough recordings, I still hear someone chasing tomorrow, one tired step at a time. Wet pavement, low battery, quiet heartbeat still recording. 3:17 a.m. the light on my face, I'm scrolling slowly through titles I barely remember writing, half asleep weeks ago. Fragments everywhere, song names, video concepts, sentences without endings. Small thoughts captured quickly before exhaustion pulled me under again. I used to believe real dreams looked organized, clear plans, confident timing, finished projects neatly arranged for people to admire. Notes that full of unfinished ideas, that's what my life looked like lately. Half-built visions, late night promises, tiny sparks saved before disappearing into another exhausting week. Some notes felt embarrassing, too ambitious, too hopeful, written by versions of me who still believed energy would return faster than reality allowed. And still I never deleted them, because something about those unfinished thoughts felt more honest than pretending. I stopped wanting more from life. I I expected passion to arrive fully formed, but most meaningful things began fragmented, messy, unfinished, and quietly persistent. Notes that full of unfinished ideas became proof that part of me was still creating internally, even during seasons where survival consumed most of my energy. For someone, the unfinished idea is music. For someone, a business. For someone, a different future they still revisit secretly before sleeping. And none of those unfinished things mean failure. Some dreams simply spend years waiting for a version of you strong enough to carry them further. The older I become, the more I respect people who keep imagining after difficult days, without guarantees, without momentum, without visible progress. Notes that full of unfinished ideas still glow softly at night. Quiet evidence that exhaustion never fully erased the part of me that kept reaching towards something larger. People admire finished products because they feel complete, but unfinished ideas often contain the purest version of hope before the world teaches caution again. And maybe creativity isn't constant productivity. Maybe it's refusing to let your inner world go silent completely during difficult years. Notes are full of unfinished ideas. I carry them all still. Unfinished songs, unfinished plans, unfinished versions of myself, waiting patiently for their next beginning. Dim phone screen, restless heartbeat, still saving drafts. Saving drafts. There were dreams that once burned loudly, restless and patient, too bright to imagine fading with time. Back then I thought passion would always feel explosive, that purpose would arrive clearly and remain untouched through adulthood. But years changed everything, the pace of life, the shape of exhaustion, the weight of responsibility, and even the way hope learned to speak inside me. Some dreams grow older with you, they don't disappear. They mature quietly through difficult seasons, through ordinary years, through every version of yourself that almost let them go. Certain ambitions soften, not because they died, but because life taught them patience, taught them survival inside crowded schedules and tired evenings. And strangely, those older dreams feel more honest now, less about proving something, more about becoming someone I can live beside peacefully. I expected dreams to demand everything, but some survive differently, through small efforts, through returning quietly, through keeping one fragile light alive inside routine. Some dreams grow older with you, learning how to breathe inside adult life, inside unfinished goals, inside mornings where motivation arrives slowly but still arrives. For someone, the dream becomes smaller. For someone, more personal. For someone, less visible to the world, but more necessary to the soul. And none of those changes mean failure. Sometimes aging reveals what mattered most, after ego finally grows quieter with time. The older I become, the more I respect dreams that survive realistically, without pretending life is easy, without pretending fear disappears with age. Some dreams grow older with you, through jobs, through heartbreak, through changing priorities, through years that asked you repeatedly to become practical instead. People celebrate young ambition loudly, but older dreams carry something deeper, a quieter form of devotion that survived disappointment without turning bitter. And maybe maturity isn't abandoning the dream. Maybe were temporary, and which parts of yourself needed to disappear quietly. So I organized my life into reasonable shapes, steady work, careful answers, predictable routines that look mature enough from the outside. And still, certain nights, something restless remained, a small unfinished voice asking questions I pretended not to hear anymore. I never fully outgrew the dream, even after long years, even after disappointment. Something inside me kept reaching quietly toward a future I couldn't completely abandon. The dream changed shape over time, less dramatic, less loud, but strangely deeper than when I was young and fearless. Now it survives differently, through tired mornings, through responsibilities, through moments where hope arrives softly instead of all at once. I used to think passion stayed intense forever, but maybe real dreams learn how to breathe slowly inside ordinary adult life without demanding attention every day. I never fully outgrew the dream. It stayed beside me through missed chances, through self-doubt, through seasons where survival alone felt difficult enough. For someone, the dream is creative work. For someone, freedom. For someone, simply becoming the person they imagined once, before fear became practical. And none of those dreams look impressive all the time. Most survive privately, hidden behind schedules, behind bills, behind polite conversations about realistic futures. The older I become, the more I respect people who continue hoping carefully, without pretending certainty exists, without pretending they aren't afraid anymore. I never fully outgrew the dream, and maybe that saved something inside me, something life tried very hard to make smaller over the years. People often describe maturity as letting go, but maybe maturity is learning which parts of yourself deserve protection, even when they stop looking practical. And maybe some dreams remain unfinished intentionally, not because we failed, but because they continue giving direction to who we are becoming. I never fully outgrew the dream. Now I understand why it was never childish to want more deeply than the world felt comfortable with. Older voice, same horizon, still reaching. The future stayed unclear, longer than expected. Days passed quietly,
without obvious signs that any of this was becoming something real.
bills still arrived,
Work still consumed energy. People still ask careful questions about backup plans and realistic choices for someone my age.
I used to believe that for created certainty, that enough persistence
Would eventually reveal a visible path through all this uncertainty. dream is creative freedom.
Someone financial escape.
For someone
Simply proving
their younger self
wasn't foolish for believing.
And none of those dreams arrive cleanly. Most are built quietly between responsibilities,
Between setbacks,
between moments of private doubt.
the older I become, the more I respect people who continue carefully.
Without guarantees, without recognition,
Without certainty that anyone will notice. Zero guarantees, unfinished dreams
became their own kind of
endurance, not glamorous,
not inspirational every day,
just deeply human.
difficult to abandon.
People admire results because results look solid.
But most meaningful dreams exist unfinished
For years,
while someone quietly chooses.
then again and again.
And maybe courage isn't confidence at all.
Maybe it's investing effort
Into uncertain futures
without proof they'll ever return
anything back.
Zero guarantees, unfinished dreams.
Still move beside me
So
now
ordinary morning,
through difficult seasons
through every version of myself,
that nearly gave up.
but answered the dream again. Unclear future, steady heartbeat,
Still
trying. The alarm felt heavier than usual today. Not painful, just difficult enough to make silence sound attractive.
for a little longer. My body moves slowly to familiar routines. Socks on the floor, cold water on my face. Shoes waiting quietly near the doorway again.
There was a time I mistook energy for commitment. Thought strong effort always looked sharp, confident, fully awake.
Very tired, still present, not shining, not inspired, just here again.
Breathing through another morning without needing
Feel unstoppable first. Some fatigue lives deeper than muscles do, hidden inside schedules.
unfinished thoughts.
Long weeks that never fully settled into rest.
And still, something continues returning to these roads, to this rhythm, to the quiet agreement between movement and survival.
I expected endurance to feel stronger, more dramatic, more certain.
But often it arrives
Soft-spoken,
and nearly invisible.
very tired, still present, became its own form of resilience.
Not explosive, not impressive.
Just honest enough to keep showing up.
For someone, fatigue comes from work. For someone, from loneliness. For someone, from carrying pressure without language for too long.
And most of it goes unnoticed because exhausted people
Still answer messages,
still go to work.
still tie their shoes quietly.
The older I become, the more I admire gentle persistence
The kind that survives
without needing attention.
to continue existing.
Very tired,
Still present,
still matters deeply.
because some days remaining visible to yourself is already a meaningful victory. People talk about ambition,
Because it sounds beautiful.
but exhaustion teaches things
Ambition never could. About patience,
about fragility,
about staying
human. And maybe strength isn't always intensity.
maybe sometimes
It's choosing not to disappear
during difficult years.
that ask you to fade quietly.
Very tired, still present. That's how some people survive.
Not perfectly, not gracefully, just steadily enough to remain alive inside themselves.
Heavy eyes,
Steady steps, still here. inspired me. No fire, no hunger, just dim light through half-open curtains and heavy legs. The playlist ended before I noticed coffee cool beside me, while I delayed the simple act of putting shoes on again. I used to think consistency belonged to motivated people, to disciplined minds, to those who woke up certain of themselves every morning. Endurance beyond motivation begins after excitement fades, when movement survives without applause, without momentum, without needing to feel powerful first. Some runs carried purpose, some carried frustration, some carried absolutely nothing except routine and the quiet refusal to disappear completely that day. Those empty feeling miles still built something inside me, even when I doubted they mattered at all. I expected growth to feel energizing, but many important changes arrived exhausted slowly through repetition, without emotional reward. Endurance beyond motivation reshaped my understanding of strength itself. Not intensity, not constant passion, but the ability to return honestly. For someone, motivation disappeared after failure. For someone, after heartbreak. For someone, life simply became heavier than before. And none of those reasons look dramatic from outside. Most are hidden quietly inside schedules, inside silence, inside ordinary become. The more I respect people who continue gently without needing inspiration every single day to keep moving forward. Endurance beyond motivation still lives inside me now, in calmer persistence and less panic, and knowing I can continue even when the feeling doesn't arrive first. People celebrate passion because it shines brightly, but endurance often grows in dimmer places where nobody claps for showing up tired again. Maybe maturity is realizing you won't always feel ready at choosing movements without waiting for perfect emotion to return. Difficult years, low energy, steady steps, still moving. Some roads disappear the moment you leave them, forgotten quickly beneath newer places, new routines, new versions of yourself. But certain roads remain with unsettling detail, cracks in the sidewalk, the sound of crossing lights, cold air rising from empty rivers before sunrise. At the time they felt temporary, just somewhere to train, somewhere to clear my head. I didn't realize memory was building itself there quietly. Certain roads never leave you, even after years pass. They return suddenly through weather, through silence, through the way your chest tightens on difficult mornings. There's one long stretch where I nearly gave up, one intersection where anger carried me forward, one bridge where exhaustion finally turned into acceptance. And somehow those places kept aging beside me, their meanings deepening as life became heavy. heavier. Less about performance, more about endurance in ordinary days. I used to believe growth belonged to races, to results, to measurable things. But looking back now, some of the deepest changes happened alone on silent roads. Certain roads never leave you because part of you remain there, not physically but emotionally stored somewhere inside your breathing and posture. For someone, a road becomes healing. For someone, unfinished grief. For someone, the only place where their thoughts stop running first. And none of those meanings stay fixed forever. Time reshapes every memory until pain itself starts looking softer from enough distance away. The older I become, the more I understand. Certain roads witness versions of me nobody else fully saw at the time. Certain roads never leave you, not because they were perfect, but because they carried you through seasons you weren't sure you would survive gracefully. Most people think roads are background scenery, but some become archives, holding breath, fear, hope, and unfinished conversations with yourself. And maybe we revisit them, not to relive the past, but to recognize how far we've quietly traveled since those lonely mornings. Certain roads never leave you, they continue living inside your instincts, inside your resilience, inside the strange calm that appears now when hard things begin again. Old pavement, new heartbeat, still remembering. The river looked endless beneath cloudy morning skies. Energy gel stuffed awkwardly inside my pocket, while cold air settled quietly against my arms before kilometer one even began. Back then, 30 kilometers sounded unreal. Something stronger runners did. People with cleaner form, better discipline, different genetics, different minds than mine. But long runs teach slowly through aching calf, through empty stretches of road, through conversations between quitting early and taking one more step anyway. Long runs built this confidence, not motivation alone, not race day adrenaline, but hours spent moving forward after comfort disappeared and excuses stopped sounding convincing inside my own head. Convenience stores became checkpoints, bridges became milestones, traffic lights became tiny victories, while sweat dry wide across the edges of my shirt during slow stretches I once thought I'd never survive. And somewhere past exhaustion, something changed quietly. The fear of distance softened my breathing, steadied, and difficult kilometers stopped feeling like enemies I needed to escape from. I expected confidence to arrive suddenly, but endurance builds differently, through repetition, through lonely mornings, through staying outside longer than your doubt expected. Long runs built this confidence, one careful mile at a time, through sore legs, through humid weekends, through riverside paths where nobody saw me, becoming mentally stronger. For someone, the long run is marathon training. Someone, proof they're changing. For someone, the first time their body carried them farther than fear predicted. And none of those distances felt glamorous while happening. Most were messy, slow, quiet, and deeply important in ways numbers can't explain. The older I become, the more I trust effort that compounds gradually, because confidence earns slowly usually survives longer than confidence repeatedly. People notice finish lines because they photograph them, but the real transformation happened much earlier, during lonely kilometers where nobody clapped and turning back stayed possible. And maybe strength isn't aggression, maybe it's learning. Your body can continue far beyond the point your fear once called impossible. Long runs built this confidence through every heavy step, through every unfinished sunrise, through every version of me that almost shortened the route, but kept going forward anyway. Quiet river, steady stride, long road, still running. Trade deep but air still clung to the sleeves of my jacket. Office conversations echoing faintly through tired headphones, while the apartment keys felt heavier than they should have in my hand tonight. Microwave dinner untouched, steam already disappearing. Notifications lighting the table one after another, but the running shoes near the doorway pulled my attention harder than the screen ever could. So I stepped into the night slowly, city noise softer now, traffic reflecting across wet asphalt. Cool air slipping into my lungs while my heartbeat began untangling itself from the weight of the day. After long days, I run quietly, not chasing records, not chasing attention, just letting tired thoughts scatter across empty sidewalks, one steady breath at a time. Vending machine lights hum softly beneath the overpass, my pace slower than I planned earlier. But tonight wasn't about speed, it was about surviving gently through another crowded week. Each footstep sounded honest against the riverside pavement, the kind of honesty people rarely speak out loud. During busy mornings inside bright office buildings, I used to think running meant pushing limits, but some nights the road becomes shelter, a quiet place where pressure finally loosens its grip a little. After long days, I run quietly through streets almost asleep, through lingering stress, through thoughts I couldn't organize indoors, until breathing deeply again starts feeling possible somewhere around kilometer 5. For someone, the night run is recovery. For someone, emotional survival. For someone, the only hour where they belong fully to themselves again. None of those runs look dramatic from the outside, just another person dragging past traffic lights while carrying invisible things too heavy to explain properly to anyone else. The older I become, the more I admire people who protect their peace quietly, without posting everything, without turning healing into performance for strangers online. After long days, I run quietly because movement still helps, not perfectly, not instantly, but enough to keep difficult seasons from swallowing me whole. People celebrate loud victories because they're easy to notice, but quieter endurance often happens after midnight, beneath apartment lights, beneath stress, beneath ordinary adult lives. And maybe strength isn't always intensity, maybe it's recognizing when your spirit needs air and choosing movement before exhaustion hardens completely. After long days, I run quietly through unfinished thoughts, through tired breathing, through every version of myself that almost stayed inside tonight, but reached for the road instead. Late night traffic, cooling sweat, steady footsteps still running. Laptop lights still glowing from the apartment window, unanswered messages waiting. face down on the table on my running shoes, sat quietly near the door like they already knew. The city felt overcrowded tonight, too many thoughts, too many voices, too much pressure stacked inside my chest with nowhere clean to place it down. So I stepped outside slowly, hood pulled tight, cool air against my face, streetlights stretching across wet pavement while the first few breaths still sounded heavier than they should have. Just enough running to breathe again, not for pace, not for distance, just enough movement to quiet the noise inside of mine that forgot how to rest. The playlist kept looping softly through old wired earphones, traffic fading behind footsteps, river air cooling sweat, while tension slowly loosens its grip around my shoulders. Some nights the run becomes conversation between exhausted lungs and an exhausted life, both trying carefully to survive another week without collapsing completely. I used to think running meant pushing harder, but certain miles aren't about discipline, they're about recovery, about finding enough calm to continue tomorrow. Just enough running to breathe again became its own kind of therapy. Quiet roads, steady footsteps, small moments where my thoughts finally stopped fighting each other. For someone, running is performance. For someone, competition. For someone, just the safest place to fall apart privately without explaining anything. And none of those reasons make the run smaller, because survival sometimes looks like movement through empty streets after emotionally heavy days. The older I become, the more I admire people who protect their peace before burnout arrives, people who notice their spirit thinning out and choose movement gently. Just enough running to breathe again still saves me sometimes, not dramatically, not instantly, but enough to remind me I'm still here beneath the stress. People celebrate intensity because intensity looks powerful, but softer endurance often keeps people alive longer, the kind that listens before the body breaks completely. And maybe healing doesn't always arrive through answers. Maybe sometimes it arrives quietly through wet sidewalks, steady breathing, and one more nighttime run. Just enough running to breathe again, that was all I needed tonight. Not perfection, not transformation, just enough distance to feel my heartbeat return to something human again. Wet pavement, cold night air, steady breath, still running. My shoes scrape softly against the uneven pavement, breathing heavier than I wanted tonight.
While cyclists passed easily through cold evening air without looking tired at all.
The running watch vibrated, another slower split screen glowing against sweat as frustration tightened quietly somewhere between my chest and the silence inside these headphones. It's easy to admire speed from far away, smooth strides, clean progress, people posting distances that make your own effort feel smaller than it is. Under every swollen there's effort, hidden beneath tired breathing, beneath heavy legs, beneath quiet self-doubt. Because not every battle looks impressive from the outside, while it's being fought.
Some nights I stopped at crosswalks longer than the signal required, pretending to fix my playlist
while secretly trying to steady my breathing
before moving again.
And still, those slower miles carry things. Stress from work, unfinished thoughts, pressure nobody noticed except the road beneath me every night.
I expected progress to feel more visible, but real endurance often hides itself
inside ordinary people,
quietly continuing
through difficult weeks. Under every slow run there's effort, even if nobody applauds it, even if the numbers disappoint you, because consistency
sometimes sounds like tired footsteps
returning home
after another long day.
For someone, the slow run is recovery.
For someone,
mental survival.
For someone,
proof they didn't stay home
when life already felt too heavy to carry comfortably.
And none of those reasons make the effort smaller,
because unseen struggles still consume energy,
even when the world
can't measure them properly.
The older I become, the more I respect people who continue imperfectly, without needing validation, without pretending. Their progress always feels inspiring. Under every slow run there's effort.
I understand that deeply now,
because some of the hardest seasons of my life
were hidden beneath runs
that was look ordinary to everyone else.
People notice fast runners
because speed catches attention,
but slower miles
often carry heavier stories,
invisible weight
moving quietly
through city streets at night.
And maybe strength isn't dominating the road,
maybe it's returning to it,
even after exhausting days
that emptied most of your spirit
before you arrived. Under every slow run there's effort,
more than numbers can explain,
because some people aren't only trading legs, they're rebuilding themselves
one difficult mile at a time.
Red traffic light, uneven breathing,
Still moving. Moving.
nothing stood out, no clear shift, no moment I could name, just days folding into each other. What I did felt ordinary, no edge, no highlight, just something I returned to again. I've looked for change in visible ways, something distinct, something new, but this didn't arrive like that. Over time it stayed, not loud or not defined, just something that remained when other things didn't. There were gaps, missed days, uneven effort, unclear direction, nothing consistent on the surface. Still something didn't leave it, held through breaks, through doubt, through quiet. I've questioned if it mattered, if any of this would stay, but nothing answered in the moment. Over time it stayed, without asking, without proof, not built in a line, but in what didn't disappear. For someone it's routine, for someone just showing up, for someone it's holding on without a clear reason. And none of it looks the same, still it becomes something they carry forward. No measure to define, no scale to hold, just time that didn't erase it. Over time, over time, over time it stayed, still counts, still shapes, not because it's seen, but because it remained. Not everything needs to grow, some things just need to stay long enough. And what remains through time might matter more than anything that changes. The days widened without warning. Hours stretched past intentional starting line. No familiar rhythm, just space that lingered. The shoes gathered a quiet layer, not dust but distance from something I used to enter without thinking. I searched for urgency, something to restart, a signal to resume, but nothing arrived in that form. The pause that stayed didn't end, didn't fade. It settled into the edges of how I moved without moving. For some it's recovery, for some uncertainty, for others a silence they can't define. No shared outline, no single cause, still it holds each person in a different kind of stillness. I expected clarity, a moment that explains why I stopped, but it never resolved that way. The pause that stayed carried weight without sound, not absence, but something unseen that remained. The road didn't call, it existed unchanged, open without asking if I'd return. And something within didn't disappear, just waited in a form I couldn't use yet. No timeline to follow, no measure to track, just a stretch that didn't break. The pause that stayed still counts, still holds, not because it moves, but because it didn't dissolve. Not every gap needs filling, some remain until they become part of you. And what you carry through stillness might shape more than motion ever could. The pause that stayed became where I stand, not lost, not delayed, just something I lived through. No return, no restart, still here. I passed that point quietly, no signal, no shift, just a step that didn't stop where it used to. It didn't feel different, no sudden strength, no release, just the same road continuing after. I thought that place was the line where things would end or change in some clear way. Still forward from there, no finish, no break, just distance but didn't stop after that step. The breath stayed uneven, the pace didn't rise, nothing easier, nothing gained right then, but something held through that point and carried into what came next. I've waited for a moment that defines what I've done, but it never comes that way. Still forward from there, not because it changed, but because it continued beyond what I knew. For someone that point was everything, for someone just a step they didn't end. And after that the road didn't stop, it stayed open in ways they hadn't seen. No marker to show, no proof to hold, just distance that remained ahead. Still forward from there, still counts, still stays, not because it's seen, but because it didn't end. Not every step changes everything, some just refuse to be the last, and what comes after might not feel different, but it is further. Still forward from there is where I this exact point where the pace fades and breath tightens. Nothing sudden, just enough to make stopping feel right. It's a place I used to accept the quiet ending. I wouldn't question, just turn around and call it done. No failure in it, no reason to push, just a line I believe was mine. Where I didn't stop, wasn't louder, wasn't clear. Just one step that stayed when I would have ended it here. The same thoughts arrive on time, you've done enough, this is fine. Words that fit so easily into the moment. But something doesn't follow that line anymore. It stays just long enough to not agree. I'd wait until feel stronger to feel ready to feel sure. But this place never changes that way. Where I didn't stop, had no signal, no sign, just a choice that didn't end this time. For someone it's distance, for someone just today. For someone it's a second, they didn't walk away. And none of it looks the same, still it becomes a place they didn't think they'd pass. No comparison to hold, no proof to show, just the fact it continued at all. Where I didn't stop, still counts, still stays. Not because it seemed, but because I didn't leave. Not every moment needs strength, some just need not ending yet. And what you pass right there won't show, but it shifts everything after. Where I didn't stop became who I am. Not clearly, not loudly, but in every time I chose to continue. Same place, new step, still beyond. I didn't mark the distance, no check along the way. Just the same steps repeating without announcement. Nothing felt remarkable, no sudden shift to hold. Just a rhythm I stayed in longer than I thought. I've measured before, tracked every mile, looked for proof. Something clear to tell me I've moved further than I realized. Not louder, not clear, just the place I'm standing in before I knew I was here. There were days that felt the same, runs that blended into each other. Nothing special, nothing to keep at the time. But they stayed, they built in ways I didn't follow while I kept showing up. I've waited to feel stronger, to feel new, to feel ahead, but it didn't come like that. Further than I realized, not because I pushed, but because I didn't stop when it was easy to. For someone it's distance, for someone just today. For someone it's the first time they didn't turn away. And none of it looks the same, still it leads to a place they didn't think they'd reach. No comparison to hold, no line to match, just movement that stayed with me. Further than I realized, still counts, still stays. Not because it's seen, but because I didn't leave. Not every step needs to feel big, some just need to continue. And what you've done might already be more than you think right now.
He used to locate exits without looking, a quiet awareness of where it could end. If needed, if things shifted too far. She ran with options, folded into motion, shortened routes, adjusted effort. A built-in way to reduce what became too much. Not avoidance, just design, a structure that allowed control over when to stop. The eggs that didn't fit stayed where it was, unchanged, unmoved. But something in me no longer aligned with stepping toward it. Another carried the same habit, measured limits, defined thresholds, knowing exactly how far was required to be enough. But the equation shifted quietly, not the distance, not the pace, just the relevance of stopping lost its place. No clear moment to define it, no reason to explain, just a gradual misalignment that stayed. The eggs that didn't fit remain available, unchanged, within reach, but it didn't belong to the way I continued anymore. The road extended, as always, same rhythm, same turns, but hesitation didn't attach the way it used to. The thought arrived, you can stop here, familiar, expected, but it passed through without holding. Not rejected, not resisted, just unaccepted by something deeper. The eggs that didn't fit lost its function, not removed, not closed, just absent from the way I moved forward. Some paths don't disappear, they remain until they no longer match who you are. What once felt necessary becomes distant, not because it changed, but because you did.